This is Kutztown Live, Kutztown University's campus and community radio magazine, with regular guest segments with the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce. More information can be found on our Kutztown University Radio website. And now, from the studios of Kutztown University Radio, Kutztown Live.
You're listening to Kutztown Live here on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. My name is Mike, and I'm your host today for another segment of Kutztown Live. And this week, our weekly reoccurring guest, the executive director of the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce, Lori, is with us, and she has with her special guest of the week, who'll be telling us a little bit about her area of expertise and how she provides a service to the area. So, Lori, take it away.
All right. Thanks so much, Mike. I'm so happy to be here virtually with Kutztown University Radio and telling you about the Northeast Berks Chamber. We have some events coming up at our chamber. Our office is located in Kutztown, PA. If you visit our website at northeastberkschamber.com and go to the Google Calendar, you'll see that we have a number of events that are scheduled in the next few months, including member meetups, some partnership programs with Kutztown University College of Business, and some other activities that you can delve into through the Google Calendar. And you'll find those live links. We'll provide details for you in terms of registering or just learning more about what we do at the Chamber. Today, I'm very excited and pleased to introduce not only a Chamber member, but a friend of mine, Annmarie Dallao. She and her husband, Al Dallao, own the ARCpoint Labs of Reading, right here in West Lawn, PA. Welcome, Annmarie.
Oh, thank you, Lori. I really appreciate you inviting me on.
Of course. Now, Annmarie, we met shortly after I started working at the Chamber, and ARCpoint Labs joined the Chamber membership back in November of 2016. So it's been over 4 years already. We're always excited to have our guests on Kutztown Live so that we can learn more about what you do. Now, Annmarie, we already know that you're a laboratory. Why don't you inform our listeners about some of your services and what you do and who may be interested in utilizing those services?
Okay, Lori. ARCpoint Labs is actually a franchise based out of Greenville, South Carolina. Al and I opened our business in November 2015. So 1 year later, we joined with Lori because he's so good at promoting small businesses. But ARCpoint Labs, our main focus is employee drug and alcohol testing and solutions, service solutions. So when I say solutions in that, we do the random testing, random program management. We do a lot of work with CDL drivers, pipeline. That's the Department of Transportation. They have sanctioned programs and people need to get those randoms done. And we do take same day appointments. And so that's very critical when you need a random test done. Another key area of our business is legal testing, such as DNA testing for immigration, parentage, siblingship. We work a lot with family attorneys. So we do custody cases. That's where we're doing a hair test. You want to show history of drug or alcohol abuse, you can do a hair test. If you want to go further back, you can do nail testing. And not only for custody cases, but even with employment. Somebody might have had an accident and they didn't report the accident. So after 2 weeks, we could do that hair test and show, we could show that. So that's pretty much our main focus. It's really the small to mid-sized businesses in Berks County.
So just as a recap, you talked about employer testing and solutions, legal, but you also do individual services, correct?
Yes, we do. We do walk-in services, and we have people bring in their young adults or teenagers just for suspicion. And we have breath alcohol equipment here, as well as we do an instant test. We can do a 5-panel or a 10-panel test. So you have those results before you leave. A lot of our small businesses here in Berks County, like cleaning companies and things like that, they're doing those instant tests. By the time the person leaves the parking lot, they already have the results emailed. We email them directly to that client, and they already know if that person can start the next day. And we also do that since COVID. We have been doing that for one of the local employment agencies. They're doing all virtual interviews, and then we do their testing for them. But we do a lot of, like you said, for the individual. We had someone come in here that thought they were being poisoned, and we did a hair test on them, and we did find out there were some chemicals in that person's system that she did get a restraining order from the individual she thought was, poisoning her.
It certainly sounds like a situation we've all seen or heard on Dateline or 48 Hours.
Right.
That's
that's
pretty.
Testing, we do DNA testing for Maury Povich's show too. That's where
That's right. You did say
not the father.
So I think it's good for our listeners to know that, when they think of a laboratory, most people think of, 2 or 3 different specific tests, but you realize here that you really run the gamut in all these areas, and it's quite expansive and extensive what you do. Now, since you've been in the chamber for a little over 4 years, talk about the types of clients other than Department of Transportation that could come from the chamber membership, or perhaps other members that you may be able to partner with to really, boost your own business.
Well, we're looking for, small manufacturing, logistics companies. I picked up a really nice logistics company through networking at the chamber on one of the Zoom calls. They do a lot of logistics for Amazon, so we're doing that for them. And those logistics companies, we also manage their random programs. But those small businesses, we're doing business with in-home nursing companies. So anyone that's sending someone into a home, they really should be testing. Like you said, and the other key customers are employment agencies, cleaning companies, and then those manufacturing, anybody in a safety sensitive job, you really should be doing some testing there. And I just wanted to mention, since COVID, we are a third party collection site. So we've been doing a lot of collections for Quest. Quest is so tied up doing COVID testing that they're actually sending us a lot of their urine testing. And that was one thing to get our name out. I did go around to all the Quest in Berks County and gave them our cards and pens, just to, hey, we're here to help you. And we just get a collection fee. They still get their cut of the main thing. They're their client. But we do a lot of third-party collections, Quest, LabCorp, MedTox, things like that.
Now, you don't do COVID testing, right?
We do not do any COVID testing. It's just Al and I here, and if something, if one of us would get sick, we'd have to close for 2 weeks. And our main focus is customer service. We could not afford to close for 2 weeks, especially people need our random testing.
Annmarie, give us your contact information. How could listeners get a hold of you? What is your website, phone number, etc.?
So we're ARCpoint Labs of Reading, but we're actually in West Lawn. We're at 2208 Quarry Drive. We're in Suite 207. That's the doctor's office building in the Van Reed Office Center, closest to Austin's Restaurant. So we're in between Austin's and PJ Willingham's. But when we look at our front door, we see Glad Tidings Church up there on the hill. So we're centrally located. There is a lot of labs that do what we do in Muhlenberg, but we wanted to be on the other side of the town. And we do not do any blood draws. It's just the drug, alcohol, DNA. Our website is www.arcpointlabs.com, and then it's /Reading. But if you just Google ARCpoint Labs of Reading, you can find us easily. We also have an ARCpoint Labs of Reading Facebook page, but I put 2 or 3 posts out there. So I ask if you just friend us and every once in a while share something. And then LinkedIn, it's under my name. It's Annmarie Sullivan Dallao. But if you just put Annmarie, and Al's out there too, he's under Albert Dallao on LinkedIn.
I'm glad you mentioned social media, especially LinkedIn, because the Chamber has a LinkedIn group, and you're one of our members who routinely leverages that platform, because as a member of the Northeast Berks Chamber group on LinkedIn, you can post any of your notices, news announcements, etc. And I know you do that on a regular basis, and so do some of our other members. So it's another way to get the word out to a targeted group of people.
Yes, and we also do a lot of community events. We collect for a lot of agencies and things here. And again, I love that I can share it with you, and you're always, promoting us, and you know a lot more people than I know, so it's great.
I think between the two of us, we know everybody in Berks.
I think so.
I think we do. Well, it's been really enjoyable having you here today, Annmarie. I hope that our listeners are learning more about ARCpoint Labs and the range of services that you can provide. And again, just a quick review for employers, individuals, or legal service solutions. Okay, thanks so much. And again, Northeast Berks Chamber is northeastberkschamber.com. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.